Hi everyone, welcome in once again to this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. This week's video is once again dedicated as a refuah shlema for Nechama Bas Chai Rivka and Shomron Madcha Ben Ruchel, and to all the other sick people out there that need a complete recovery. May Hashem grant you one speedily. In this week's parasha, we read about the Metzorah, the leper, all the different laws about the leper, and in this week's Haftarah, we read about 4 lepers who through them actually a salvation came. Of course, this was through the prophet Elisha, and of course, through the one above. So let's get to the story. The story that happened was there were these 4 people, lepers, and they were Gehazi and his 3 sons. Gehazi was actually Elisha's actual main servant, and he had gone against something that Elisha had sworn. At the end of last week's story, if you remember, Naaman got cured. Naaman had wanted to give a gift, and he swore he wouldn't take a gift. And Gehazi himself went to actually tell Naaman that really Elisha wanted a gift, and because he broke his promise, and he made a desecration of Hashem's name, so therefore Elisha punished him. He cursed him that he would get leprosy, he and his sons knew about it, so they were also deserving of leprosy. And so now the leper, he's got to go outside the city. Now, they were outside the city gates, and they're thinking to themselves, there was a terrible famine at that time in Shomron. It was terrible. People were eating their own children. There was nothing to eat. People were eating dung of the animals. It was really, really bad. And so they said, listen, if we stay here, we're going to die anyway because of the famine. If we go to try to get food, at least we might be able to get food, sneak and try to get some food. But if we just stay here, there's no way for us to live. So they decided to go to the camp of Aram, which was right near there. And they said, let's see if we can sneak into one of the tents. Now, the Navi tells us that what happened, Hashem caused this incredible thunderous roar of chariots coming to attack the camp of Aram. And the people got so scared, they said, the king of Israel has probably hired the people of the Chittim and the people of Egypt to come and attack us. And they, in such panic, they just got up and they left everything and anything. They ran the exact opposite direction of where this thunderous roar of the clashing of horses' foothills were coming from. And they ran the opposite and they left everything. Unbeknownst to these 4 lepers went into the city of Aram, and lo and behold, there was nobody there, and they found food, and they ate to their heart's content, because again, there was this massive famine. And finally, they turned their attention towards all the gold and silver and the clothing that was there, and then they went into another tent, and they again took all the gold and silver, and they said, what are we doing? We've got to report this to the king of Israel, or again, our entire lives will be in danger. And they sent the reports, and everybody found out about it. There was a mass attack. And Elisha actually had said over a prophecy, he told the king, Yehoram, who was actually a wicked person, but he told him, he said, you will see by tomorrow, 13 pounds of flour will be worth 1 shekel. And the people couldn't believe it. And so it was, there was so much food over there left over by the entire camp of Aram that really everything had gone down in price, and people were able to buy something and to sustain themselves. And the question is, why is it that this happened through these 4 lepers? Now, of course, like we said before, it happened through Elisha, but Hashem usually allows good things to happen through good people and bad things to happen through bad people. So why is it that these good tidings, that these good news came through these bad people? And so 2 lessons I want to share with you. One lesson is that we sometimes may feel leprous in the sense that Hashem has banished us outside of his world, and we no longer are part of Hashem's inner circle, and we feel like we're on the outside. And the Navi wants to teach us that no matter how low we feel or how undeserving we may feel of Hashem's salvation, it'll happen instantly. The same way Elisha said that, don't worry, tomorrow everything is going to drop down in value. So too, when Mashiach comes, it'll be because Hashem decided that now is the time for Mashiach to come. There's no such thing as Hashem forgetting about us and us being on the outside and that we're like lepers. Nothing like that, even though we may feel like that. But nevertheless, when the time is right, Mashiach will come in the blink of an eye. And also, even if Mashiach doesn't come, in our daily trials and tribulations that we all go through, we have to realize that the Yeshua is at hand. The salvation is right there. We have to do our utmost to try to merit the salvation, but we should never ever give up hope, because Yeshua Hashem Keharifying, the salvation of Hashem is like the blink of an eye or the snap of a finger. It can happen if Hashem wills it, if you will it, it can happen. Of course, it doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes Hashem always has his plan, and sometimes it doesn't happen that you get what you want, but nevertheless, we should never give up hope, that's for sure. And even if you feel leprous and undeserving, nevertheless, don't give up hope of a Yeshua, of a salvation. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful Shabbos.